Babe Ruth famously said, "Each strikeout brings me closer to my next home run." Well, when our special guest today steps on the mound, every strikeout brings kids in Seattle closer to having everything they need. Paul Sewald, relief pitcher for our M's, is with us today. Welcome back to Spirit 105.3, and thanks for making time for us today.
Of course.
Can't wait to talk about your Strikeouts for Kids campaign. But first, we got to talk about last season. What was it like for you when you guys ended the drought?
I mean, just so surreal. It was funny because I rarely have the day off, but I had pitched back-to-back games, and they said that I wasn't going to pitch, so I kind of got to be a fan that whole day. And just sitting down in the bullpen, and I feel like we had the perfect perspective of Cal's homer. And I just remember it leaving the yard and looking at all the guys, and we were just in disbelief and just jumping around and hugging each other. And then you run in to do the team dance, and it was a special day that I will never forget as well.
I mean, I don't know how you go to sleep after that, Paul.
We didn't go to sleep. We did not go to sleep. Remember, we had a day game the next day. We just rolled right into the day game. I think every single guy just pulled an all-nighter, and we just came to the park ready to go the next day. And luckily, it wasn't a meaningful game, and it was quite the celebration.
It's magic. It's why I love baseball. So what does it feel like so far this season?
We're off to a little bit of a slower start, but it's just so early. We, back-to-back seasons, we've won 90 games, and we've had slow starts. We would prefer to have a fast start and kind of coast into the postseason, but that's just not the way the Mariners do it. So we're battling. We have a couple injuries. It's just one of those things where every team's going to have them, and you just have to battle through them and trying to get through this cold weather stretch we have going here. And when it warm up, our offense will start to go, and I think we're going to be in great shape.
Absolutely. And Paul, I cheer a little extra when you pitch because I know any second potentially something good is going to happen on and off the diamond. Paul, what happens when you strike out somebody?
When I strike somebody out, my wife and I are donating $400 to Kid Vantage, which is an organization here in the Puget Sound area that helps families and kids in need get everything they need, all the essentials, diapers, formula, toys, clothing, the whole thing. And we have set up a little campaign on Pledge It that anybody can donate a certain amount, or they can donate per strikeout. And I am going out there trying to strike out every single guy in this league, every single time out, so we can raise more money for more kids.
Oh, I love that. You and Molly, you have a little girl named Chloe. What does it feel like knowing that you're helping other moms and dads in the community who are just struggling financially right now?
Yeah, I think that was just, we are so fortunate, my wife and I, that money is not an issue. These things are not an issue for us. But we realize how hard it is to be a parent even when money isn't an issue. And it's like, wow, if we could help people that are really struggling through this, all they want to do is love their kids and give them everything they can give them. And if we could help parents like that, that would just make us feel so amazing. And Kid Bandage is the best in the entire world at making sure they get the essentials to the people who need it the most. And that's why we linked up with them. And we're just so grateful to have such a great partner in this. And, the more money we can donate, the better our Puget Sound area is going to be. And we're just so thankful for them.
Wow. You guys are giving more this year, aren't you, per strikeout, if I'm remembering right?
Yeah. So last year we did 200, and, I'm extremely lucky that through the salary arbitration process, we were making more, and we just felt like, we need to give more, and we just feel like we want to give more and more. We just saw the kind of impacts we could have, and it just felt like, wow, if we could do more, and we felt like we could, and we're just so excited to do more.
Oh, you guys are so great. One more question for you, Paul. Being a relief pitcher, you're under a lot of pressure out there on the mound. I mean, it's kind of like the kicker in football, right? I mean, everybody's watching you. What is that like, and how do you deal with it as a player?
I love that comparison. That really is perfect. It's like they just assume the kicker is going to make it every single time. If he doesn't, he's the worst. And, as a relief pitcher, you come in like, oh, we just assume you're going to give him no runs. If you blow it, it's like you're the worst. It's like, well, we had 8 innings to, score more runs or give up less runs. I don't know why it comes down to me every time.
Yes.
But, it's just, it's why I love pitching. I love pitching in those spots. And you can ask anybody that would love to pitch the 9th inning. And, the crowd starts to get going, and they get the lights off and the walkout song, and the crowd starts to go crazy when I get out there. So it's pretty nice knowing that I have all of Seattle support every time I go out there. That makes it a little bit easier in those pressure pack situations.
Paul Sewald from our Mariners, thank you so much, and go M's.
Yes, absolutely. Go M's. Thank you so much for having me on, guys, and let's make an impact.